We have some breaking news to go over today as the Toronto Maple Leafs have made multiple shocking moves, and this is exactly what we were waiting for as we have updates in Matthew Knies, Austin Matthews, and more that change the outlook of this team. But not only that, Berube has made some moves that fans have been clamoring for weeks now. They finally happened. A ton to go over today, folks. And before we get into it, Darius, the Leafs are moving very, very fast with their moves. And your life moves fast, and insurance should too. With on-the-fly insurance, you can compare rates, customize your coverage, and get a quote in just minutes. It is simply the best.
Yeah, and it's 100% online, 100% secure, and best of all, Nick, it's 100% Canadian. It's actually very innovative, and whether you're on the go or planning ahead, protect what matters most with ease.
Yeah, visit ontheflyinsurance.com. Protection made easy, built for life on the fly. There'll be a link in the pinned comment and the description down below as well, so make sure to check them out. And thank you to On The Fly Insurance once again for sponsoring this video. Darius, a lot to go over today, and saying the Leafs are moving fast here is a bit of an understatement. They've made a ton of moves, very encouraging ones. And let's start with some of the injury updates, but you're going to want to stay tuned till the mid part of the video, to the end of the video, for the actual lines that have been kind of shifted here. But let's start with the big news of the day, and that is Matthew Knies being set to return, and he is returning to the Leafs lineup tonight in Columbus. He had been dealing with a lower body injury, and I don't know how you feel about it. It feels like I didn't even realize he's been out for 11 days already. I feel like he got injured just a couple days ago, but he's now back. It's been 11 days. He's been skating, but not only that, Austin Matthews is back. Nicolas Waugh is back. Everybody is back here, and for the first time in weeks, it feels like there's a bit of optimism, at least from my end, probably not a lot of fans, surrounding this team. This is their chance now to prove me wrong, prove you wrong, and this is what they desperately, desperately need, and we've been waiting for this for, really a very long time now.
Yeah, and if you watched our episode yesterday, I was wrong. I said that they probably wouldn't play, and here they are, they're playing, and I'm excited about it. I think this is going to be a really crucial game for the Maple Leafs for a couple reasons, and I'll get to that in a second. But Matthew Knies has been out, like you mentioned, for 11 days already, which is insane. He's coming back. They're getting much needed insurance back into the lineup as well with Austin Matthews and Nick Waugh, so that is going to help bolster at least the middle of the ice as well, which should help, and we'll see what happens with Domi. And stay tuned till the end, because we're going to talk about the lines and stuff like that in a second as well. But in terms of the matchup and the game and getting these guys back, and we also have updates on Brandon Carlo and Anthony Stolarz we'll get to in a second as well. But this is a game you have to win if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I feel like that might be an understatement at this point, of course. But you're on the road. You're starting a road trip. This is an opportunity to, these guys are going to be together for the next couple of days on the road. This is a good opportunity to come together and try and beat a team that has, quite frankly, embarrassed you in 2 games in this month already. I don't know why they play Columbus 3 times this month, but they've already beat you 2 times, and one of them was super embarrassing on their home ice, and you're back in Columbus again tonight. So really good opportunity in front of them with a couple guys coming back from the lineup, and I want to see if they're mad. I just want to see if they're mad and upset about what's going on, and if Matthews comes back into the lineup and he's holding everybody accountable and saying, we need a win tonight. We need to win tonight. There's no other option. So I want to see how they play tonight. Should be interesting. But we do have other updates on some other players as well.
Yeah, Matthew Knies quickly. He says he feels great. Feels a lot better. Good to go. Austin Matthews feels good to go. Seems like he's a lot better. Nicolas Waugh. So everyone kind of got healthy at the same time. Now, Brandon Carlo as well was expected to be out for a long time and has been. He's on the ice for the skate today. First time we've seen him in almost 2 weeks. This is good, and this is the biggest game of the year by far, because now they're healthy. There's no more excuses. I'm sure they can make the excuse they're going to be rusty, all these different things. If you lose tonight, talk about rock bottom. You have your guys back. You have most of them back, of course, outside of Carlo and Stolarz and Tanev. But speaking of Stolarz, he's also the only injured player yet to resume skating, which obviously isn't a great update surrounding Stolarz, but it's a good update surrounding everybody else. The team is slowly getting healthy. I guess not quicker than I expected if you would ask me a week or 2 ago, but definitely quicker than I expected yesterday, because it seemed like they were being a little bit, they were lying to us a little bit. It's great to see also that there's no lingering effects, at least according to what they're saying. But Darius, let's just dive right into it now. The question mark immediately becomes, what are going to happen with the lines, or what's going to happen rather with the lines? Now, it was an optional skate today, so we don't have the direct lines for you, but we can put 2 and 2 together here. As Craig Berube said via Mark Master, Craig Berube declines to say who will be out tonight for the Leafs, but Dakota Joshua, Matthias Michelli, and Sammy Blais are staying out late at the skate and are projected scratches tonight with Craig Berube. And he met with Joshua today and said he's got to give, and he got to give more, and he knows that, and he wants to give more. So it's just about getting him going in the right direction. So almost all but confirmed here. Nicola Watt in, Matthews in, Matthew Nyes in, Matias out, Dakota Joshua out, Sammy Blay out. And this is the first time in a long time, or the season, where both those guys, the big, I guess if you want to call it, acquisitions at the in the offseason, are going to be scratched in favor for some healthier pieces. But this could be a turning point for this team. It also makes those trades look a little bit worse in hindsight, but we'll see what happens with that. But I'm personally happy, and it's probably long overdue for these guys to get a breather, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, and it's not ideal that they're going to be out of the lineup because these are guys that you went out and got in the offseason, of course. But when you look at it, I mean, Michelli has way more to give. He should be giving more this season. And he's not like the physical type, but he should be putting up more points or at least generating some more chances. And, Dakota Joshua has left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths so far this season. He hasn't been even that physical, right? Which is exactly what we thought he was going to be. He scored a couple goals, of course. But when you're looking at Sammy Blay, too, I mean, like, that's a no-brainer to me, have him out of the lineup, right? But I don't know why Domi's in the lineup. I mean, he threw that pizza through the middle of the ice last week to Columbus. He didn't necessarily play great on Saturday. So him staying in is a little puzzling. I do wonder if he's going to play center or wing as well. So that'll be interesting. I would imagine he's going to be playing on the wing because you have Scott Lawton back as well. And pretty much all your centers are going to be playing tonight, your regular centers. So that'll be interesting to watch too. But this could be a wake-up call, right? I think this could be a good thing for a couple of these guys. Hey, you're sitting because you just haven't been good enough. So you got to bring it in the next game if you even get into the next game. Because if they win, we know Craig Berube and his style, it's probably going to be the same lineup going on Friday against Washington. So that'll be interesting to watch. But this is what they're projected at right now heading into morning skate today. Obviously, they had an optional one, so we don't really have the lines. We don't know what's going to happen. I would have Cowan up on whatever the top line is. I would have Cowan there, or maybe play on the left wing beside, Tavares and Nylander, because he did look pretty good with them last week as well. I would have Cowan up there. He's been moving his legs. He's executing on the game plan, all of these things, and he's skating very well. So we'll see what they end up doing. And obviously, both of his line mates from that third line that did look good in preseason are not playing tonight or look like they're not playing tonight. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, Domi's still in the lineup. That's an interesting one, especially after the last couple of games.
Yeah, and you're still without Scott Lawton Lawton's back, but you're still without, like you mentioned, a lot of the guys on the defensive side with Chris Tanev and Carlo. Again, keeping in mind, these lines are not going to be the lines tonight, but we bring this up.
Yeah.
You can replace Joshua with, of course, Nicola Watt, however way you want to do it. Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews back. We're going to see some very interesting, lines here, but also something of note that not a lot of people may be taking out of this is that Easton Cowan's remaining in. So they're showing a lot of faith in Easton Cowan, assuming Joshua is out, assuming, that Matias Michelli is out, which is perfect. Cowan's been one of their best players in this rough stretch. And, Matthew Nyes, getting him back, he was on pace and is on pace still for a career year. Hopefully he can remain healthy and making every bit of, that contract worth it. And he said he feels great, a lot better, and excited to get back into the lineup. And I'm going to take a glass half full approach here. There's maybe the injuries. You never want to see injuries. Maybe they'll give the team a little bit of rest, a little bit of a full mental reset, and they can come out now behind or ahead, I guess, in front of Joseph Wall and take care of business. Because you can also see here a couple players out for or a couple players back, for Columbus against the Leafs tonight. You have to win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm hoping that Easton Cowan can start to get some on the board because he's had so many chances. He could easily have 5 or 10 goals this year with the amount of opportunities he had. Hasn't fallen through yet, but this is a big step for him as well to keep himself in the lineup. If he has a good game, he can keep, whether it be Dakota Joshua, whether it be Michelli, out of the lineup long term.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him out of the lineup. He's been great. And you're starting to sound a little bit like Craig Berube as well, Nick. So that's pretty interesting with the quote yesterday, of course. But no, I would keep Cowan in the lineup if it makes sense. The only thing I'm concerned about, and final thought here before we wrap up, is some of the quotes that did come out today. I do wonder if Matthew Nyes and Austin Matthews are dealing with injuries that will linger. They're just feeling good enough to get back into the lineup. So that's something I kind of took out some of the quotes from this morning. So I do wonder about that. And obviously the Olympics is looming. There's been a lot of conspiracies out there about certain players around the league being held out of lineups and stuff like that. And you look at JT Miller as well, who I actually think is injured. And a lot of these guys are probably dealing with injuries. There is a condensed schedule, but it is pretty interesting. Let's keep an eye on that and how they play tonight. But like I mentioned off the top of the video, Matthews, I think he's got to stand up in front of the whole team tonight and say, we are not leaving this arena without 2 points tonight. Like, I do not care. We need to go get 2 points tonight. We need to get back in the race because, it's still tight. The Eastern Conference are still in it, but you're slowly, you're in last and you're slowly falling that further out of a playoff spot. You're 5 points out now.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on this. Some positive news for the first time in a while. Keep you up to date every step of the way. See you guys later.